Some journeys begin with a single chair, and nothing is ever the same again.
Episode 25. Saying No for the First Time. This time, Jessie arrived earlier. When she opened the door, she didn't look away, yet her gaze still carried an invisible weight. Her shoulders were straight, but a heaviness clung to her neck. As she sat, her fingers traced small circles on her knees, a signal that the words were already on their way.
Welcome, Jessie. Today it feels like your words arrived before you did. What's inside?
It's harder to hide now. For years, I got by saying, I'm fine. But this week, I realized, every time I say I'm fine, I become a little more invisible. For example, my boss asked me for another report. Normally, no matter what, I'd say, of course, but this time I said, I can't finish it today. And yes, I was terrified. You're about to get scolded, I thought, but it didn't happen. He just nodded.
And what happened inside you in that moment?
It felt like a wall cracked, because I always thought those yeses were protecting me, but they were actually locking me in. And for the first time, even a small no gave me breath.
Jessie's voice trembled, but this tremor wasn't fear. It was the echo of a new strength. For someone raised in silence, the first no was really the scream of years of quiet.
That's a powerful experience, Jessie. Because silence may have once protected you, but now the same silence is suffocating you. What does connecting with silence mean for you?
Silence used to mean safety. At home, the quieter I was, the less I was noticed. The more silent, the safer. But now, silence feels like absence. At work, in relationships, with family, it's always the same pattern. Okay, sure, no problem. But every word is empty, because my real sentence is, I'm still in that room.
How old are you in that room?
8. I had to grow up at 8. But my soul stayed there. Even today, I sometimes still feel like that 8-year-old. Fragile, frightened, silenced.
That's how trauma works, Jessie. The body grows, but the soul freezes at that age. So tell me, if the 8-year-old Jessie were in front of you, what would you say to her?
You're not alone anymore. I've grown, and I can protect you now. Your job wasn't to stay silent, it was to be a child. But that child still looks at me, as if asking, did you come too late?
Jessie's lips quivered, but this time she didn't hold her voice back. For the first time in years, she was looking into the eyes of her 8-year-old self and speaking.
It makes sense to feel you're late. But remember, that child was waiting for you. And today you're here, holding her hand. How can you show her that the waiting wasn't in vain?
By carrying her with me, by no longer having to say, okay, all the time, by speaking with my own voice, and maybe for the first time, by saying, I'm here too.
When the session ended, Jessie didn't stand immediately. She sat a little longer, breathing deeply. Her hands rested calmly on her knees, as if, for the first time, she was accepting the weight of her own presence. When she finally walked to the door, her shoulders were still heavy, but there was a new resolve in her steps, to hear her own voice and to never leave the 8-year-old child alone again.
These stories are fictional, but the emotions they stir might be real. See you in the next one.